Just last night, you were forced to deal with the single most important question that you're going to face this year. What kind of cookies do you leave out for Santa? Now, some of us don't bake cookies, or in other cases, we may have even forgotten to have baked cookies. Heaven forbid. But in the event you didn't remember, Pepperidge Farm remembers. Well, of course, which cookie is worthy of Santa Claus? That is what we're going to figure out today. Before you decide which cookie is worthy of Santa, you need to tell me a little bit more about your Santa. Personally, I encourage you to pick up a copy of the classic novel, That's Not My Santa. I read it every single year at this time. But spoiler alert, if his sack is too rough, he's not your Santa. Now, before you start checking out Santa's sack, you might want to first drown yourself in a little bit of nog. So let's start right here with this holiday nog cookie. Now, according to the Pepperidge Farm people, these limited time holiday nog cookies have a smooth and creamy eggnog flavor with notes of cinnamon and vanilla. Now, smooth and creamy is not exactly how I would like my cookies to be described, but fun fact, smooth and creamy did used to be my online dating name. So we've got a wreath. And why? Who's to say? It's possible it's a throwback to that classic holiday Beyonce song. If you like it, then you should have put a wreath on it. Smooth and creamy. This is dry and dry. And look, I'm not an eggnog hater. I always take a carton or two to Pound Town every single holiday season. This isn't doing it for me. It's lacking in nog. It's almost like a shortbread type, but not as flavorful. I feel like they concentrated all their efforts into the smell because it does smell really good, just like an eggnog, but the flavor is not keeping up with that. C tier, and if you left these out for Santa last night, you sent a pretty clear message that he cares more about you than you care about him. Now, if I was Santa, which I'm not, as far as you know, I'd keep the PlayStation for myself and leave you just a box of Pot of Gold. Hey, enjoy your shitty chocolates, kid. I hope you get a whole bunch of those unexpected orange cream ones. All right, not a fan. But moving along, we've got these Linzer raspberry cookies. Now, your first question might be, what is a Linzer raspberry? I have no idea. Yeah, I don't really care for the pattern on this one. To me, this doesn't send raspberry vibes. This looks more like a chocolate starfish, and frankly, it needs a proctologist. I shouldn't have said that, because now I don't want to eat it. Okay. It's not infected, it's actually really good. So it's like a normal butter cookie, and it's a little bit bland, really lacking in flavor, but in this case, that's not a bad thing. Because what it's doing is it's allowing the raspberry jam to be the star of this cookie, and it's really good. It's a little bit sweet without being sickeningly sweet. I love these, and frankly, I think Santa would too. These are definitely A tier. Leave these out for the big guy, and you might be on your way to a new air fryer, Mom. Up third, I've got these citrus snowballs. Should you give the big guy a snowball? That's entirely up to you, and whether or not your mom's been doing a little bit more than just kissing Santa Claus. These have a very, very classic festive look to them. Every cookie exchange on the planet has like 4 of these sitting on an exchange plate. You gotta be careful with these two. Don't eat them in a black shirt. See, the problem with the black shirt is gets dust on it, and your family might mistake your erratic behavior for a chemical reaction as opposed to just being pumped full of Christmas cheer. Are these supposed to taste like anything? There's hardly any citrus in here. Honestly, you're about as likely to find a lemon in this cookie as you would find growing out in the wild in Canada right now. Honestly though, I still kind of like it, even though it's a letdown in the citrus department. I've always liked these dusty mounds, and I don't exactly know why. I'm gonna go B tier, because even though I'm extremely let down by the lack of flavor that's in these, who am I kidding? I'd still buy them again. For Santa though, maybe pass on leaving these out. And our last cookies up for consideration today are these Peppermint Milano slices. These are actually named after Alyssa Milano, who's a notoriously awful golfer. And now why Alyssa's golf game needed to be commemorated inside of a cookie, who the hell knows? North Americans have some really strange traditions. Sort of like how Boxing Day was named all the way back in 1949 when Santa got home after dropping presents off all night and then went 10 rounds with Rocky Marciano. Bare knuckles back then too, really barbaric stuff. Right, we're talking about cookies. So the cookie itself is really straightforward in design. It's shaped like a cod piece and covered in chocolate and peppermint. You know, coming into today, I thought that I was gonna like these ones the best. Now, we can rule that out already. It's the Linzer raspberry, no question. In this case though, the cookie is actually hurting the cookie. Like a few of the other ones, again, it's a really bland cookie experience, except this time around, and I'm shocked I'm saying this, the chocolate and the candy cane are also pretty weak. Honestly, I can hardly taste the chocolate in this cookie at all. It's almost like it's been super watered down, like Sylvester Stallone in Rocky V. Legit, guys, don't watch it. He's more concussed than usual. There's this whole side plot with his son. Like, just stay away. D tier. I legitimately hate these. Not because they're bad, but because they're so far off from what they claim to be. But while these are a disappointment, the Linzer raspberries were genuinely a wonderful surprise. These are not gonna last long around here, and not because Santa's making a return trip to the house. This is going right down my mouth hole. And hey, if you're looking to get me a gift this holiday season, please don't forget to hit the like button and, more importantly, the subscribe button to this channel. It helps me out, and you get to watch more compelling content like we went through today. That's it. I'm out of here, and keep the change, you filthy animal.